And there is the kick-off in this evening's game. Alfreton Town get the ball back and straight into the feet of their goalkeeper. An early touch for George Willis. His ball forward, flicked on by Denton. I've got a feeling I might say that a few times tonight as the ball is pumped back forward, and a chance maybe early on here for Ayibo to get at his man on the far side. George Cantrell goes across, but Ayibo's left him there, and he goes down under the challenge. The referee isn't interested. It's a goal kick only. Ayibo went down there, and there's a few raised eyebrows around me here in the press box, because he did seem to get to the ball first there. He just was really tight to the byline. There was not a lot of room for him to manufacture anything there, Ayibo, when he darted past Cantrell on the far left-hand side. Long throw from Duxbury in towards Taylor. It won't quite reach the Spennymoor striker though, and it's cleared away. Denton lays it off on the halfway line for the runner, Bailey Hobson. Hobson's done well to evade a bit of traffic there on the far side. He's still going, Hobson. And then in comes Curtis with the sliding challenge eventually to stop the Alfreton man in his tracks, but he'd managed to wriggle his way around a few challenges there. That's a risky pass though by Curtis, and it's fallen for Preston here, and Preston will curl one, and it's just over the bar. And the first chance of the evening, Fraser Preston 20 yards out, seizing on a bit of hesitation at the back there, and he just tried to curl it with his left foot over the top of Max Metcalf. No easy thing the size of the Spennymoor goalkeeper, but he didn't do too badly with his effort. It was just over the crossbar there, Fraser Preston. The younger brother, actually, of Jordan Preston, the Spennymoor Town player. He would have enjoyed that moment, I'm sure. Duxbury collects the ball and will take the throw-in. Ramshaw tries to make himself available. Instead, it's going to go further down the touchline, I think, here from Duxbury. In the end, it goes in towards Taylor. It's cleared away only as far as Thewlis, who thinks about a strike and then plays it through to Taylor, but the flag is up. He does convert, and he's not convinced it was offside. Thewlis has got his head in his hands. Taylor is shrugging his shoulders, wondering whether that is the correct call from the official. It was difficult to tell in real time. It would be interesting to see that one back. It was lovely play from Thewlis. Clever feet on the edge of the box to juggle it one way then the other and slip a lovely ball through for Taylor, who took it in his stride and finished it really sweetly into the bottom corner. Anderson whips it in. It's a great delivery, and it's glanced on across goal. It was Finn Cousin-Dawson, I think, who got his head to the ball at the front post there and just couldn't get enough of a connection to send it goalwards, but it flashed across the goal mouth. Finally finds Tate. Tate gives him it back and encourages him to turn, but he was really quickly closed down there by Hobson. Anderson decides to switch the angle here, and it's a wonderful pass out to the left-hand side. Duxbury takes a touch. He seconds across. Taylor's there! And how has he not scored? Well, Glenn Taylor has yet to put the ball in the net this season, and he'll never have a bigger chance there. The cross from Duxbury was perfectly weighted right under the striker's forehead, and it crashed into the upright, I think, and then bounced back off Ayibo before looping over the crossbar. Willis lines this one up from the left edge of his 6-yard area. Ball bounces over Denton, and it's nodded down into the path of Cousin-Dawson. He lifts it forward there, but it's volleyed clear. Thewlis trying to get there. Falls loose for Greenfield. Greenfield through a bit of a gap, and that's a lovely pass as well, left-hand side. Taylor is onside. His first time pass towards Thewlis. Just too far ahead of Jordan Thewlis, though, and it skims across the 6-yard area and behind for a goal kick. But Spennymoor are showing their teeth here tonight. They've had a couple of really good openings. And the throw is going to be taken by Cantrell eventually. And he goes long up towards Denton, who flicks it on well. Cleared away by Cousin-Dawson in the end. And Thewlis under pressure there, can't hang on to it on the halfway line, but he goes and wins it back. Good play. Oh! Chopped down by Branson. That's got... Oh! Well, there's a bit of a afters there between Branson and Curtis, and he definitely raised his arm there, did Branson. The referee was right on the scene as well. It'll be interesting to see what he made of that. James Curtis came to take exception at the challenge on Jordan Thewlis, who was a pretty cynical side. He'll definitely get a yellow card for that. I wonder what view the referee has on the retaliation, though, in the face of James Curtis here, because there could be real problems for Conor Branson if the referee saw that as violent conduct. The referee trying to calm things down, but it is a red card, and Alfreton are down to 10 men. Conor Branson, the skipper, has been sent off for an altercation with James Curtis. He's not happy to leave at the moment, the Alfreton man, though. He's absolutely disgusted with the decision, but he did raise his hand in the face of James Curtis, who's getting treatment at the moment. Long ball forward towards Denton. His header is more of a clearance though than anything, and Thewlis runs onto it, and he might try and burrow his way through there. It's a really good challenge, but Ayebo picks it up and finds Taylor. Taylor on his left foot. Oh, it's hit the post again! It falls out right-hand side for Greenfield, who can put it back into the middle. Plays it instead for Ramshaw in the end, who might fancy a shot. He lifts it into the far post, and it's cleared away. Here's Duxbury now. Spennymoor trying to really force home the issue here. Duxbury caught in possession, but he finds the ball out for Anderson. Anderson clips it over the top, looking for Ramshaw. A stooping header clear by the defender. And Alfred are hanging on by their fingertips here. Taylor, a wonderful curling effort off the base of the post there. A lick of paint away from putting Spennymoor in front. Cousin Dawson's in the middle. So too Curtis, so too Joe Tate. Plenty for Duxbury and Anderson to try and aim the ball at here. Duxbury leaves it for Anderson, and Anderson does go for goal, but it's into the wall. Greenfield gives it back to the midfielder. Anderson, oh, it might fall for Thewlis here. Thewlis gets there, and it bounces off the goalkeeper and goes behind. The linesman thought it was a corner, but the referee, who was closer to the action, said it came back off Jordan Thewlis. Cousin Dawson goes back inside for Anderson. 35 yards from goal. He plays it square for Ramshaw now. Back to Anderson again, probing and trying to find the pass. What a ball that is for Greenfield now. Little backheel from Greenfield, but then it's just scooped over the top by Thewlis. He just leant back on it a little bit there. Lovely football in the build-up there. It was fizzed into the box by Anderson. Greenfield with a confident little backheel into the path of Thewlis. It looks like 6 men have gone into the wall for Alfreton here. The referee is wanting them to move back a little bit, I think. He's not having much luck persuading them to do that, though. So he's just given up at the end, I think. Denton among them in the wall. Well, they're going to have to be brave in that wall, because there's going to be a thunderbolt coming towards them. And he's flashed it just wide, Glenn Taylor. It was well hit. He got it round the wall, but he just couldn't find the bend to get it back inside of George Willis's post, who applauds the defending in front of him as he retrieves the ball to take a goal kick. Into the final 2 minutes of this first half. Ramshaw's got Cousin Dawson hugging the touchline right-hand side. Back in field for Tate now. Tate sees the ball into the feet of Ayebo. Now Anderson might work it left this time. He doesn't. He clips it right-hand side for Cousin Dawson, who knocks it down for Ramshaw. Ramshaw slides along the edge of the box for Anderson, who hits it cleanly enough. But Willis did just enough to get behind it. Full of confidence when it comes to striking on goal at the moment, Mark Anderson, and he ran onto that beautifully and guided it on target, but didn't have the accuracy to find either corner, and George Willis gratefully diving onto that one. Ayebo back on the left-hand side now for Anderson. Anderson switches play. Good vision from the midfield man to find Cousin Dawson, and he slides the ball down the line. It wouldn't quite reach Ramshaw though, and it's cleared away. Should say neither side have made any changes at half-time. Ball flizzed forward now, and it might be presented in the feet of Thewlis. He plays it through for Taylor, and he's put it just wide. It's come off a defender on its way through. Well, Glenn Taylor must wonder how he hasn't opened his account for the season tonight, because he's had 3 or 4 now. He's hit the post twice, he's had 1 flash wide, and there was another really presentable opportunity for the front man. And Thewlis turns and tries to have a run at the Alfreton defence. Anderson's in space in the middle. Maybe find an angle for a pass left-hand side. He's asked a lot of Duxbury, but Duxbury will get there on the left-hand side. And he tries to go and field in the box. He's got into space. Right-footed tries the drive. It's cleared away. Anderson plays it square now for Ramshaw. He might fancy a try on goal. He does! Oh, he's hit a crossbar! It's the 3rd time tonight that the woodworkers come to Alfreton's rescue. That was some hit from Ramshaw. Crossbar still rattling. Here's Duxbury now. Couldn't quite find an angle down the left-hand side, but surely this must come for Spennymoor eventually here. Alfreton drew 0-0 against Farsley at the weekend. They'd snap your hand off, I think, for a 0-0 at the minute. Spennymoor, not so much. They will be really keen to turn the screw on this evening's game. but it remains goalless at the moment. Denton the target from the throw. Flicked on there, and suddenly Alfreton have a bit of space on the edge of the box, and the shot is well saved by Metcalf, and he has to react quickly to gather the rebound as well, and he's bowled out a lovely ball to this near side for Duxbury, who just couldn't control it, and it's back to the goalkeeper. But out of nowhere, this is a really spirited reaction from Alfreton, having been firmly penned back in the opening minutes of the second half. The visitors now suddenly posing a bit of a threat at the other end. Through a gap for Iyibo, who turns swiftly and tries to take on his man. He's almost lost his balance there and couldn't quite take it with him, but it's fallen loose for Greenfield now, who motors towards the edge of the box. Duxbury's with him left hand side. He cuts it back for Anderson, and Anderson hits it with the outside of his boot, but he just didn't make the connection sweet enough to get it to curl back towards goal, and it flashes wide of the left hand post when it fell back to Mark Anderson of all people. You wondered whether he was going to make it a hat-trick in terms of goals already this week. Twin on the halfway line, but Denton's done well. And he plays it across to the right-hand side now for Southwell, who can cross the halfway line with possession for Alfreton. Anderson's really struggling here. I think he's going to have to go off, unfortunately, by the looks of it, unless he can run that one off. He's hobbling quite severely. Here's a chance maybe for the substitute to drive one, and he's put it just wide there. It was Danny Preston who arrived 25 yards out, hit it reasonably well with his left foot across goal. Metcalf went full length, and maybe to give him the benefit of the doubt, possibly had it covered. Ball cleared away by Alfreton, but only as far as Ramshaw. And here's Watt, lovely first touch by Watt on the left-hand side, and he immediately drives at the Alfreton defence. He goes one way, then the other, and drives it across goal! And it's cleared off the line by a defender. It was Dominic Smith, I think, who got back there. It was a miraculous clearance. Watt must have been sensing his first senior goal there. He did everything right, so positive in possession, the youngster. He's only 18, but he's got bags of confidence. And there hasn't been a great amount of goal-mouth action for Spennymoor. Here's Curtis, right-hand side for Tate. Bit of space now for Thewlis, and the shot comes in. It's parried. Duxbury's there, but he can't get there before the goalkeeper. He parried it down to the right-hand side, and thankfully for Willis, he was able to get to the loose ball. Bit of space maybe for Ramshaw. Duxbury's on his bike again down the left-hand side. Duxbury checks in field. Little ball for Iyibo. He plays it through for Taylor. I don't believe it. It's off the crossbar again. Well, that's 3 times now that Glenn Taylor just on his own has hit the crossbar tonight, or the woodwork tonight. It will not go in for the front man. Long ball forward downfield is headed on. Collected though by the goalkeeper Metcalf, and Curtis now can bring the ball clear. Curtis slides a nice ball forward into the feet of Taylor. 85. And Taylor slips it into the feet of Judy Iyibo, and they've backed off Iyibo for a second here, and Iyibo trying to find the angle for a shot maybe. It's a bit wild in the end from the Spennymoor man. He hit it meatly with his left foot there, but it cannoned into the roof of the stand behind the goal. Here's Ramshaw again. Ramshaw, the backing off. Will he fancy a strike? And he wriggles across the edge of the box and feeds it to Charlie Watt again. And the ball with Watt, and gets it across goal, and it's off the line by the defender. And it's Iyibo with the strike, and it's blocked by another defender. Iyibo now turns, and right-hand side gives it to Ramshaw. Ramshaw, right-hand side now. And it's Watt again trying to tease his way around. Gives it back to the edge of the area, and Tate looped it up to Duxbury. And then the clearance away from inside the 6-yard area has left the Alfreton man on the deck there under pressure from Taylor. Now Watt trying to get it on his left foot maybe and find an angle for a strike. He plays it square for Iyibo. Iyibo left-hand side of the penalty area now for Duxbury. Duxbury drives to the byline and puts a low ball in, and it's come off the goalkeeper's foot and ricocheted into the side net on its way behind there. That could have gone anywhere off the foot. It could have even ricocheted into the net, but it's gone beyond for a corner, and it's a left wing set piece, which Duxbury's going to take himself here. Thewlis is inside. This is it into Taylor on the edge of the box. The flag stays down against Taylor, and he works it right hand side. Cousin Dawson's first time ball low into the box. It's deflected across, and Duxbury wasn't at the far post stretching. I'm not sure it wasn't Duxbury, actually it was Tate at the back post stretching and couldn't divert it in. Every sinew of that left boot to try and get there, Joe Tate, but he couldn't divert it on goal from this free kick. Basically, this is going to be one of the last moments of the game. We're almost through the 5 minutes of injury time, and Charlie Watt stands with the ball at his feet, 23, 24 yards from goal, just to the right of centre. It all comes down to this. The 18-year-old stands, hands by his sides. Brewery Field holds its breath. Watt steps up and curls it over the bar. Not by a long way, but just wouldn't dip enough for the youngster. And that might just be that in terms of winning this game for Spennymoor. They've tried everything. They've hit the post. They've hit the crossbar. The goalkeeper's made saves. There's been blocks on the line. But that ball would not go in the net tonight.